Hello once again, Shaker Heights varsity baseball fans, and welcome into what should be another great day of baseball. You can see right behind me, it is a gorgeous, gorgeous day for some Shaker Heights Northeast Ohio high school matchups. Shaker taking on the Medina Bees once again after losing yesterday's game 6-0. We saw Casey Robinson on the mound, and he pitched really well, but the trend continues to happen with Casey Robinson on the mound. He's the ace. He's the number one guy in the rotation for Shaker, and therefore he's going up against the best of the other team as well. And so Medina's pitcher showed up, showed out. He put up a 0 on the board, and now we're going to have a national anthem, so we're going to take a minute. Thank you very much for tuning in. And with that, we are set for this good old baseball game. Shaker taking on the Medina Battling Bees, another GCC rivalry matchup. Shaker entering into today now 4-3 in the GCC following yesterday's loss. They actually beat Heights before that to make it 4-2. But now here we are, Shaker looking for a big win to actually overall they're 9-10 back in that losing record. So they're looking to get back to 500 with a win here today, but it's going to be tough. They have Tyler Zach on the mound. He is tied for the best record for a starting pitcher on this Shaker squad. He's tied with Cole Klein, who's 2-0. Tyler Zach, 3-1. So he is more than capable to get the victory on the mound. So let's see what he's got in him. Shaker's defensive lineup will tell you that right now. In left field, we're going to find Andrew Fogarty. In center field, Will Tagan. In right field, you're going to get Cole Klein. On the infield, however, moving from right to left, you're going to get C.J. Landrum over at first, O'Shea Howard at second, and then to the left side of second, you're going to get Brett Moore at shortstop, and then covering third is going to be Will Berglund here today. Catching the balls and strikes is going to be Quentin Garnett. We have a lot of guys out as well with the roster. The reason being is because a lot of people were out today for their band performance. Those players like Eli Stolfus and Aaron Neiman were not available, especially for those JV matchups. And so that meant Shaker had to bring some guys down into those JV teams. And so that's why you're not going to hear a name like Braden White today at all, nor are you going to hear Sam Luther's name called, Malachi Kranz. They're all down, I believe, in Medina to take on Medina with the JV team. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call. Tyler Zach getting handed the rock. He has finished up his warm-up pitches. I'll be here for the call all game long. We're going to send you down to the field right now. Tyler Zach, number 22, on the back of the red jersey. Shaker back in the home uniforms here today. Red cap, red jersey, white pants with the piping down the side. Here's the first pitch. And cut on and miss. So it's always a good start when you get the swing and miss of your first pitch of a new game. Tyler Zach, the number 2 guy in the rotation. As mentioned, Casey Robinson was the number 1 guy. He normally goes on Mondays. Tyler Zach, normally the guy to go on the second game of the week if he's not pitching in relief. There, the throw back to him actually sailed over his head. He got it back from Brett Moore over at short. Stoddard, the batter, he was also the leadoff guy yesterday, going to Cincinnati for football. This one fouled over to the right side, strike 2. Tyler Zach, so far, the second guy, or the guy that has the second most amount of innings pitched, 21 in a third. Here's the next offering. That one upstairs and in tight, ball 2. But yeah, entering in with a record of 3-1, his only loss coming against Durango when it really wasn't his fault. He only gave up 2 earned runs. It's really the defense behind him that struggled. That one upstairs, we work our way to a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. In the very first at-bat, you don't really like to see a full count. If you're the starting pitcher, you're already getting that pitch count worked. This one's popped up. This should be an easy out for O'Shea Howard, and indeed it is as he steps back into the grass. So there's out number 1, 6 pitches to get there. And Tyler Zach splitting it 2/3 versus 1/3. 2/3 go to strikes so far. Or actually, excuse me, it's actually half and half. 3 strikes, 3 balls so far. We'll see how this moves forward. Here's the pitch. That one, oh, there you go. Hit by pitch. That's been an issue with Tyler Zach so far. Through those over 21 innings pitched, and in the 5 games he's been in, or actually, excuse me, the 7 games that he's been in, he's hit 11 guys. So that's going to be 12 for him. Actually, interesting thing that we saw from Casey Robinson yesterday, he hasn't had a game in which he's hit multiple guys with a baseball. There, pickoff attempt, Stoddard, or excuse me, Mitchell back in safely. But we haven't seen Casey Robinson hit multiple guys with a pitch. However, we did yesterday, only 2. So there you go, but that was the most that we've seen from him all year, and it's actually trending upwards. 3 games ago, it was 0. The game before, it was 1, and there you go. That was 2. Played on the hop. C.J. Landrum picks it up after a recovery, and he's able to get out number 2, but a little bit closer than it had to be. We get Smidgel to advance from first to second, so that's going to be out number 2. 0-0 your scores. We're just getting started in the top of the first. Thank you very much for tuning in here from the Shaker Heights High School baseball field. Tyler Zach, the junior, getting the start here today. Here's the kick and pitch from the right-handed dealer. This one grounded over to Berglund. Berglund's throw across the diamond, and an easy inning for Tyler Zach. One guy got on in the form of a hit by pitch, but besides that, nothing doing. All contact outs that time around. 10 pitches gets the job done. 5 strikes, 5 balls. Hopefully you can get that ratio a bit more under control, but we'll see as the game goes on. After the top of the first, 0-0 your score, and we will see for the Red Raiders, Cole Klein, Quentin Garnett, and Will Tagan, the first 3 guys of the batting order, due up. Thanks for joining us. My name is Vaughn Ullum, here with the call. And after the top of the first, 0-0 is your score. Shaker Heights taking on the Medina Battling Bees. Here, it's a very festive uniform matchup here today, red versus green. And Cole Klein steps in. He's the first guy due up for the Red Raiders in the leadoff spot. Number 3 on the back of the red jersey. He stands in, left-handed hitter. Here's the first pitch to him from the left-handed dealer. That one down low for ball 1. Shaker here for another GCC home game. They've only hosted 2 home games that haven't been GCC rivalries. Cavey is your pitcher here today. We saw him over at first yesterday. Today, that's going to be Stobbs. He was actually the catcher yesterday. Here's the pitch in there for strike number 1. Cole Klein took that one after the back-to-back balls. In batting, he's batting a .227. Comparatively to the team, Shaker has been batting .232. I believe that one was in there, if I'm not mistaken. And indeed it was. This one grounded over to the shortstop. Rossetti, throw on to first, and he should be safe, and indeed he is. The throw pulled him off the bag. And so that will get the first man on in the form of Cole Klein. And this has just been something that's been limited for Shaker. Just the number of base runners. In hits yesterday, they got only 2 of them. Though that one might go down as an error, they could still use these base runners, and they've already got one here. Cole Klein standing off of first. First pitch to Quentin Garnett is fouled over to the right side. Close to hitting a car, but I believe it just missed as it made its way across Onaway Road. 0-1 the count. Klein taking his lead. Very hefty lead once again. This one grounded over to short. Maybe they're going to look for the double play, and Rossetti's off to a bad day. This one goes right under the glove. Klein slides in the third, and Quentin Garnett will take his spot over at second. Great start for Shaker as they're capitalizing on the bad mishaps from Rossetti over there at short. There you go. Quentin Garnett on second, Klein on third. 2 guys in scoring position with nobody out. Great start for Shaker Heights. So already 1 hit for Shaker, 1 error for Medina. The catcher, Mac, going to talk things over with Cavey real quick. And now he's back behind the dish in his respective spot. So here's Will Tagan. Wasn't here for batting practice, but we got 1 baseball back here over in the Russell H. Rupp Stadium. This one fouled over to the right side. That was a hot shot. You could hear that metal cling from a long, long way. But Will Tagan, definitely one of those guys that can lift one over the taller fence in left field. This one's blasted over into right field. It's going to be foul once again. Hot shots off the bat. Always fun to see from Will Tagan. You never know what you might get. 340 is the average he's entering with, the OBP up to 438. Here's the pitch. Cut on, missed. It's going to be a drop third strike. Or maybe not, as they're just going to rule this one. Tagan ran this one out. Now it looks as though assistant coach Joe Welsh is arguing something over there along first base. Not exactly sure what the ruling is. However, he's clearly continuing to make his case. Now he'll step back over his first base coach's position. Not sure what the matter was there, but Tagan was running that one out over at first, but the head coach said, nope, that's just going to be strike number 3, and there you go. 2 guys on, 1 away. First pitch to Will Berglund was in tight. It does get away from the catcher, but not enough for Klein to make a move. over to first. Shaker shut out in yesterday's affair, 6-0. They're already threatening to score a run here. KV with his 12th pitch on its way. This one blasted into left field. Is that going to get down fair? It will not. To the left side of the third base line. That one definitely had some pop behind it, unfortunately. You just got to hit it in fair territory. That always seems to be the hitter. 1-1 the count, 1 away, 0-0 the score. Two guys in scoring position. Klein standing off of third, Garnett off of second. This pitch, 100%, is going to be off the mark for ball 2. JV women's lacrosse getting set up behind us here at the Russell H. Rupp Field against Brunswick. So another GCC matchup there. It's all rivalry right now at this time of the season. This one sent right through the third baseman. That's going to get down. And now the outfielder struggles with it. It'll hop over the shoulder. So that'll score 2. Berglund taking second base with a stand-up 2 RBI double. Shaker leading this one now 2-0, and they are off to a quick lead. Only 1 out, and they still got a man in scoring position. It's just a different man. Berglund 1 for 1 now. That one went just to the left side of the glove of that third baseman, Roland. And it actually skipped over the glove-in shoulder of Hayes out there in left field. And so it scored 2 while Berglund was able to take 2 and end up in scoring position. CJ Landrum digs in. That first pitch to him rolled strike 1. Berglund in yesterday's game 1 for 1. Next pitch to him, cut on and miss. So that's going to be 2 strikes now on him. No balls just yet. But yeah, 1 for 1, 2 walks. So he was actually on base all 3 of the times that he had a plate appearance. That was the only guy we can say about that for Shaker. That one in tight and down low. Berglund thinking about taking third, but he's going to hold up in the name of security. But yeah, only 2 hits for Shaker, so with going 1 for 1, that's really the best you're going to get. He sent it up the middle for a single, and then he just walked twice. I mean, it was efficient for him at the plate. 2-0 your score now. CJ Landrum in a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. And he thought that one was in tight, but instead the umpire rings him up on strike 3. And that is the second K in the Red Raider batting order. So 2 outs. Both have been strikeouts. However, 2 runs have also come across to score, so not exactly the most efficient inning if you're KV. That one off the mark for ball 1. Brett Moore, yesterday was the other hit for the Red Raiders. He went 1 for 2. He also did walk once, so he was really the other notable guy at the plate. This one fouled back. Strike 1. Brett Moore also one of 2 guys in pitching that hasn't got a loss in the starting pitching spot. He's only started once. And with 5 games in 5 days, he might go again this week. We'll see. That one most definitely right down the middle. That's going to be strike number 2. Berglund over at second. Shaker could always use some more insurance runs, and you never feel bad about taking down a team like Medina on multiple runs. This one a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. So 3 strikeouts for KV. However, Medina will let 2 come across of the Red Raiders. 2 hits and 2 Medina defensive errors bring home 2 in the form of Cole Klein and Quentin Garnett, the top 2 guys in the batting order, getting it done. And now we'll see if Tyler Zach can keep this score the way it is as he returns to the mound. The junior number 22. Good so far. Let's see if he can keep this one 2-0. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call from Shaker Heights. Shaker winning this one early. So Tyler Zach is back to the mound, and he's got some runs behind him to work with. Already a 2-run deficit, his team leading. And let's see what he's got next. So far, 10 pitches, 5 strikes, 5 balls. He splits the difference. Here's the next pitch of a new inning, off the mark for ball 1. So not a great ratio for him, but of course he's got plenty more innings to work that back. Shaker up 2-0, your score here at home. Here's the next pitch. This one fouled over to the left side. Shaker still undefeated here at home. Looking to keep that going right here, right now, with a big win against the Battling Bees. That one off the mark, another ball. That'll work it to a 2-1 count. Cavey standing in, pitching here today, already off to a rough start on the mound, but let's see what he can do at the plate to try and give himself some more confidence. This one's popped up. Brett Moore into the grass behind Will Berglund over at third. That'll be an easy out, number 1 for the Red Raiders. Again, that women's lacrosse game, JV lacrosse, getting set behind me, taking on Brunswick, another Greater Cleveland Conference rivalry contest. And then I believe we got the varsity game at 3 here at 7 here at home. Not sure where 3 came from. This one's cut on. Berglund plays it on the hot. Throw across the diamond. In time. Great defensive play by Berglund there to get that second out easy. At least he made it look easy. And that is out number 2. Tyler Zach to a good start on the mound. He's just got to keep it up, especially if the offense continues to produce like they have already. Shaker up by 2. Medina can't get it all back in one swing, but there's strike number 1 to Roland, the third baseman. Behind him would be Rossetti if he gets the opportunity. We're going to see. These are all names we heard yesterday. This one lined over to the right side, and that's going to be foul. Great contact. If that had gotten down, that very well probably would have been a triple, if not gotten inside the park that time. That was a great swing off of Roland. Here's the next kick and offering from the right-handed dealer. Upstairs, ball 1. 1-2 the count to Roland, number 12 on the back of the on the back of the green jersey. Yesterday, they weren't all white with the yellow caps. Today, it's yellow caps, green jerseys, white pants. This one, upstairs, ball 2. Great pitch from Tyler Zach. Just couldn't have Roland pull the trigger. And there's not much you can do about that. Just means you're dealing with a disciplined hitter. This one fouled back. We're going to do it again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That was pitch number 20 from Tyler Zach. pitches, 11 strikes. There it is, off the mark again. So we work our way full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We'll get a peace sign from Andrew Fogarty out there in left field. Fogarty giving us some attention. We much appreciate it up here. In the away stands of the Russell H. Rupp Field, we are here out in left center. Fogarty actually dancing to the music, the pregame music playing. That last one was fouled off again, by the way. Here's the next offering, another payoff pitch. This one's popped up. We'll get another pop-up into shallow center field. Brett Moore gets under it, and that will be once again another 0 thrown up by Tyler Zach on the mound. So 2-0 remains your score after the top of inning number 2. We'll head to the bottom of the inning. Shaker with 2 hits. Medina with already 2 defensive errors. We'll see what Shaker can keep cooking when we come back. Thank you very much for tuning in. Due up for you is going to be O'Shea Howard, Andrew Burley, and Andrew Fogarty when we return. And due up for the Red Raiders, it's going to be O'Shea Howard, the second baseman in today's game. Behind him, Andrew Burley, the designated hitter, and Andrew Fogarty, the left fielder in today's game. So we got two righties and a lefty. Fogarty, the lefty. This one fouled over to the Medina dugout side, over to his right. Make it an 0-1 count to O'Shea Howard. Howard, we've seen him in the leadoff spot, and it's either you see him number one or you see him all the way down. It's like what we've seen from both Klein and Brett Moore as well. Klein today is the guy in the leadoff spot. This pitch down low. Even us up. Ball one, strike one. Nobody out as we're just getting started in the bottom of the second. Shaker up by 2. Here at home base, the Shaker Heights School baseball field. Here's the next pitch. And yeah, awkward swing from O'Shea Howard. And yeah, he went, says the first base umpire. 1-2 now the count to O'Shea Howard, entering into today batting .244. This one cut on, sent over to the right side, and that's going to get down foul, making its way past the right fielder Hathaway. Behind us, I know we mentioned the lacrosse game getting started. We're also seeing a lot of track practice behind us, primarily one of the men's track team, I do believe. And yes, that is the case. There, a swing and miss from O'Shea Howard. So all 4 outs so far for the Bees have come from strikeouts on behalf of the Red Raiders. There, another swing and miss. That's going to be 3 in a row for Cavey out there on the mound. Andrew Burley now due up. Designated hitter in today's game. If you ever see him, you'll see him on the infield. This one handled by the third baseman after one quick mishap. It ended up in the dirt, but Roland will throw it on across the diamond, and that's going to be out number 2, a quick out number 2 if you're Cavey. And you could really use that as your pitch count. He's already worked up to, now it's 27. The 28th is going to be the first one Fogarty sees here. The senior batting left, that one down low. Taking for ball 1. Fogarty, the left fielder in today's game, looking to give Shaker some more insurance. That one down low and in tight once again. That's going to be ball 2. Fogarty still yet to get a hit on the campaign. Through his 16 at-bats in 21 plate appearances. The reason he's got the 21 appearances is because he's been walked 5 times. The issue is he's struck out 9 times. Here we're going to get a replacement ball for Cavey. Not exactly sure what the matter was, but also not the guy on the mound, so I'm not going to be able to tell you what's the issue. 2-0 the count to Fogarty. 2 away in a 2-0 game. This one's upstairs, ball 3. Fogarty so far, he's actually pitched 20 innings. He hasn't started an inning he couldn't finish. That one's in there for strike 1. 3-1 the count. However, once again, run support has been the issue. We saw it in North Allegheny. They started off 4-0, but after that, nothing after that first inning. 4 runs was what the Red Raider offense finished with. This one popped up, handled by the third baseman, and this one will be a good throw on the first for out number 3. So Fogarty still hitless on the campaign. We'll see if he can get his first later. But for now, 2-0 remains your score as the Red Raiders go 3 up, 3 down. The next we see from Shaker's offense is going to be the top of the order in Cole Klein. But for now, they got to get there first. Tyler Zach back to the mound. He's your starting pitcher here today. So far, he's pitched 23, 13 of which have been strikes, 10 have not been. They've missed the mark there. But he has so far retired 7 guys, only allowing 1 base runner in the form of Stoddard. And due up for Medina, it's going to be the shortstop Rossetti, then Hathaway into the top of the order. It will be Stoddard once again. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call. Thanks for joining. So Tyler Zach, starting pitcher here today. The next pitch from the right-handed dealer is down low for ball one. And excuse me, I was actually incorrect. Stoddard actually is 0 for 1. It was the guy behind him, Smidgel, that was the one base runner for Medina so far. That one catches the outside half of the plate. It'll go for strike one, 1-1 the count. Here in the top of the third, Shaker leading by 2-0 is currently your score here at home. This one grounded over to Brett Moore. He'll handle the throw on the first, a powerful one, and he will get the ground out for the Red Raiders. So there you go, out number one on 3 pitches. Brett Moore with a good defensive effort over there at short. Here's the pitch. This one down low. A swinging strike from Hathaway. A bit aggressive early in a count. You're going down for something in the dirt. Not typically something you'll see, even at this level. But there you go. Maybe just a really nasty pitch from Tyler Zach. This one grounded over to Brett Moore. He'll play it off the backhand. The throw won't be coming in. However, he stopped it from getting to the outfield, and that was really the best he could do with where that one ended up between him and Berglund. So there you go. Should go down as an infield single, and indeed Game Changer is going to score it as such. That'll be the first hit for Medina. Sorry, Tyler Zach, that'll ruin his no-hitter. A 1 on, 1 away, and a 2-0 score. Medina with their guy on in the form of Hathaway. This first pitch off the plate, ball 1 in a new at-bat. We're back to the top of the order in Stoddard, the center fielder, 0 for 1 to begin his day. Hathaway taking the lead off of first. This one grounded to the left side, and that's going to be foul. And oh, that almost hit a dog over there. You could hear everyone, you could hear their exclamation as that one just barely missed the mark on that puppy over there. A cute dog that is, and now he's gonna catch that baseball over there in the green grass. Good of him. All we know, 1-1 the count, 1 away, 1 man on. This swing and a miss. Stoddard now to 2 strikes. Only 1 ball to him. Hathaway on. Double play is in order if the Red Raiders want to end this one early here in the top of the third. Tyler Zach pitching well so far. Here's the 32nd of his outing, and this one's sent right between Tagan and Fogarty. This one's going to be played off the wall. Tagan sending this one in, and it'll hit the cutoff man, Brett Moore. He's not going to be able to make the throw in quickly enough, and that will be an RBI double for Stoddard, as now he stands at second. He's in scoring position. First run given up, and now we're even up in the hits, actually 2-2. However, the real difference is the score. 2-1 now is the score. Shaker leading it, but Medina threatening to get some more runs across. Stoddard stands off of second. This pitch upstairs and in tight for ball 1 on Smidgel. Smidgel, the guy that was hit with a pitch his last time up. I mean, just a little bit of payback for pitching so well against the Red Raiders yesterday. Here's the pitch. That's right down Main Street. That's strike number 1. 1-1 the count, 1 away with 1 man on in scoring position. That's Stoddard, the Cincinnati commit for football. Following in the footsteps of Drew Allard, going D1 in football. Drew Aller, that one off the mark for ball two. Drew Aller, that starting quarterback over there at Penn State, he is indeed an alumni of Medina, and actually, he was the quarterback for the juniors' freshman year and the seniors' sophomore year. This one just over the head of C.J. Landrum. It will be a foul. We also got Stoddard taking off there on the pitch, so watch out, Quentin Garnett, you now know. And you might have a guy trying to advance deeper into scoring position. Lucky that one ended up foul. That was close to the line, just over the head of C.J. Landrum, trying to make that over-the-shoulder grab. 2-2 now the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. This one sent over to the right side on a pop-up and handled by O'Shea Howard. It's going to keep Stoddard over there at second. And that's a big out number 2 if you're Tyler Zach. 2-1 remains your score. Stoddard remains where he is. But what we've got now is 2 away. Johnson, the next man up. He is hitting in the 3 spot here today, the second baseman on the defensive side. Johnson 0 for 1. Tyler Zach yet to get a strikeout, actually. And compared to the other guy on the mound, KV's already up to 4. That one in there, strike 1. 1-1 the count with 2 away. 1 run has come across to score here in the top of the 3rd, courtesy that RBI double from Stoddard, who still is occupying second. Tyler Zach doesn't check him. This one's going to be popped up again. Holy cow, how many pop-ups is this? This one handled by by Brett Moore, making the Odell Beckham Jr. style catch over there in the green grass. And that's going to be the 9th out for Tyler Zach. So far, only giving up a run. And Shaker remains in the lead, 2-1. However, that deficit has been cut in half. Due up for the Red Raiders, it's going to be the top of the order in Cole Klein, Quentin Garnett, and Will Tagan. We'll see what they can do. The top of the order last time scored 2 runs. Let's see this time. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Vaughn Ullum, here with the call. Due up for the Red Raiders will be Cole Klein. First pitch to him, in there for strike 1. 2-1 your score. Shaker leading, looking for more. Cole Klein, one of the runs to come in and score. The other guy right behind him, Quentin Garnett, also due up behind him. That one in there, strike 2. 0-2 the count. Will Tagan struck out his first time up. He's going to be the 3rd guy due up. 2 strikes to Cole Klein. That one off the mark. Tried to get him chasing out wide. However, no can do. The game behind us is now underway. That JV women's lacrosse game. It's 1-1. So already offense is not lacking back there in the Russell H. Rupp Stadium. Go Shaker in that game. After that, it's going to be the senior day varsity game for Shaker. And here, drop 3rd strike. Cole Klein bolting to first. However, the throw is in time. That's going to be out number 1. My apologies if the feed has been acting up throughout this broadcast. I'm aware the quality hasn't been, well, too quality, and not much I can do about it. This one lined right to the second baseman, played on the hop, the throw on the first, very much in time. It's a one pitch, one out for Quentin Garnett. Cavey up to 5 strikeouts now. Tyler Zach yet to get one. He has given up 2 hits and 1 run, which has been earned. But other than that, actually, he has hit the guy with a pitch. But other than that, he's really pitched rather phenomenally. That one, off the mark, ball 1 to Will Tagan. Tagan looking for a big swing right here. Here's the pitch. That one missing the mark again, ball 2. 2-1 your score. Shaker leading here at home in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's the next pitch. That should be in there, and indeed we'll get the call from the man behind the dish. Will Tagan 0 for 1. He struck out his first time up. Cavey, the pitcher, already passed Tyler Zach in the pitch count. Here's the next pitch. That one's in tight. Almost ran in and got taken, but instead it's just going to be ball 3. Shaker leading that game behind us now, also 2-1. A lot of 2-1 games now. This one grounded over to the shortstop. The throw from Rossetti, and that one's in time for out number 3. So 3 up, 3 down go the Red Raiders here in the bottom of inning number 3. And Tyler Zach, now we're already in the middle inning. This one has been quick. We're into the top of inning number 4. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum. As quick as this one is going by, it has been a great game so far. Shaker up by 1. Tyler Zach looking to keep it that way here in the middle inning. So far, he's through 40 pitches. Let's see if that pitch count can remain pretty low here in the 4th inning. So, 2-1 remains the deficit here. Shaker leading at home, looking to keep undefeated here at home. The Red Raiders in their red home look. I mean, yeah, they're undefeated in the red look too. Maybe it's just the new lovely look for the Red Raiders. We'll see if it holds up. This one lined, and that one's going to get down in front of Will Tagan. He's going to play it. 2 hops will reach him. He'll hit the cutoff man, Brett Moore, but it'll hold the first guy to a single. And so Hayes is on over at first. He's the 4th guy in the order. That's going to bring up the middleman, Cavey, the pitcher in today's game, 0 for 1. That pitch off the mark for a ball. Tyler Zach needing to slow this one down. It's never fun when you got a leadoff man over at first. Here's the pickoff attempt. Hayes back in safely head first on that dive. Only 40 minutes after first pitch, and we're already in the middle inning. This one upstairs. 2-0 now the count. And even though it's been so quick, you would typically expect it to be a scoreless affair, but no. Both teams have scored at least once. It hasn't been too much. 2-1 is the deficit. That one upstairs, ball 3. Tyler Zach looking to avoid a 3-pitch walk. We'll see. This is typically where you'll see a high school pitcher lay one right in down the middle. We'll see what we got. Here's the pitch. And you know it. There you go. Strike 1. Nobody out just yet after Cavey's leadoff single made its way right between, or actually it made its way in front of Tegan. And here's another pop-up. We'll see who can handle this one. It looks as though that one's just going to get down foul, and it just barely did, as that'll be strike two. So we work our way to a full count now. After this game, we're going to get 3 more home games right in a row. It was 1 road game yesterday against Medina, and then after that, 4 straight, including today. They take on Medina here, then Heights tomorrow, and it's going to be Brunswick the day after. This one lined over the head of Brett Moore. Will Tegan plays it quickly to hold the lead runner at second. Hayes at second, Cavey at first, nobody out. And Medina's threatening to tie this one or maybe take the lead. Payoff pitch laid right in there. Gave something good to hit. At least that's what Cavey was eyeing. And now we're getting a mound visit. Head coach Stephen English takes to the mound. Fogarty still dancing out there in left field. Will Tegan over there in center field, over and right. It's going to be Cole Klein. Tegan actually could probably hear me from here. We're oh so close. And indeed he can. He'll give me the look of recognition that time around. Can't imagine if that's kind of an awkward thing for an outfielder. The fact that you can just hear how you're doing from the guy right over your shoulder. Here's a bunt attempt. It's going to go as a strike. Here's the throw on to second, and instead, actually, it's going to be Hayes taking the other corner over at third. So it's going to be runners at the corners with nobody out. 2-1 now the score. But with nobody out, it's an opportune time for Mac to try to drive home that tying run. Let's see. Here's the pitch. In there, strike 2. They're going to rule Hayes' advance over to third as an error, so make it the first one for Shaker. Here's the next pitch. In there! Strike 3. First K for Tyler Zach on the mound, and a big strikeout it is. That's always a great feeling when the other team has a man in scoring position. It's still 2-1. Runners at the corners, but now that first out is going to be big. Roland now the batter. Batting left. Righty on lefty. It's a batter's matchup. In that case, here's a bunt attempt. This one's popped up, and it'll land foul eventually. It'll roll its way past. And so Hayes needs to run his way all the way back 90 feet to third. Shaker behind me has taken a heftier lead now by 3. 4-1 is the score behind me at the Russell H. Rupp Field. Shout out to that JV women's lacrosse team playing oh so well. This one off the mark. A ball to Roland. Again, he showed bunt that first time. We'll see if we get something similar next. That next one off the plate again, upstairs and off for ball 2. Shaker up by 1. Medina threatening with the runner in scoring position over there at third. Hayes 90 feet away. That one in tight. Another ball from Tyler Zach. 3-1 becomes the count. This next one popped up. This should be playable for Will Tegan. We'll see. And indeed, he makes the running grab. That will get the tying run in. But at least it doesn't go down as a hit. We're tied up 2-2 now. This is where I can make Will Tagan feel really awkward about what he just did, as he can hear me over his shoulder. How about the wash you commit? And indeed, we'll get the look. But there you go. 2 away. 1 man on. He's over at first. And this one lined into left and way over the fencing. Holy, a big blast from Rossetti, and Medina takes the lead 4-2. They've now doubled up the Red Raiders. They entered in down by 1. Now they're up by 2. Rossetti with a powerful one over the head of Andrew Fogarty. And Medina is now back on top, just as we saw yesterday. And that is rough. If you're Tyler Zach, you can't let this one get into the head. You got to get back in on the mound and continue to just throw the way you have in the earlier innings. This one sent up the middle. That'll be through another base hit. That'll be number 6 now for Medina. And Shaker was in a great spot. Now it looks like they're in a bit of a dangerous spot after that home run blast. They were tied moments ago, but one swing of the bat can always make the difference. Here it comes. This one fouled over the right side. Hathaway on first now. Stoddard 1 for 2 on the day. He digs in. Again, that quarterback for Medina, we called him earlier in the year. Here's the pitch down low. Steal attempt. Garnett's throw, and it's off the mark. O'Shea Howard had to dive to try and make that throw. Regardless, it was Hathaway beating him to second. 4-2, your score. The Battling Bees lead it. That was the 60th pitch from Tyler Zach. It's been about 20 for him here in this inning, and I believe that's exactly the number. Or actually, this might have been the 60th. Berglund plays this on the hop. Throw across the diamond in time. But the damage is done here in the top of the inning. 3 come across for the Bees. And so now Shaker's got some catch up to do. 4-2 is your score. And let's see how Shaker plays this one. Due up for the Raiders is going to be Will Berglund, C.J. Landrum, and Brett Moore. They have some pop behind the bat. Let's see if they can use it, as now they're down by 2. Thank you very much for joining us. My name is Vaughn Ullum, here with the call from Red Raider territory. Due up for Shaker is going to be the big man, Will Berglund. One swing of the bat can cut this deficit in half. There, right behind us, Liz Wilson just scoring that last goal for the Raiders to extend their lead to 5. JV Women's Lacrosse taking on Brunswick. Wilson actually the one to convince me to do a couple field hockey games next year. Be on the lookout for that. Here's the pitch from the left-handed dealer. You got Berglund swinging down low. That'll be strike 2. I know I called a couple field hockey games freshman year, those were fun. The real thing about the field hockey team, that one down low, it'll get away from the catcher. But Mack doesn't have any base runners to worry about. Berglund now with a 1-2 count. But the thing about the field hockey team is they always make it to the Final Four. They're just really something special. And they're a public school, so it's not like they recruit. They're a swing and a miss down low, drop third strike to throw on the first in time for out number 1. Berglund now 1 for 2 on the day. Landrum, the man to follow. Again, he was 1 for 1 yesterday, getting 2 walks as well. Four to 2 the score. Medina leading here on the road, looking to sweep Shaker in the series. The difference, actually, that we heard from Pennsylvania. Here's a pop-up over to the right side, taken in by the first baseman Stobbs for a quick out number 2. That's going to bring up Brett Moore. But the real difference between Ohio and Pennsylvania baseball, we learned about this in the research following, or actually just prior to that North Allegheny game. That one off the mark for a ball to Brett Moore. We learned that actually in those games, if you have a rival, you play them 3 times in a row. You play them 3 times to really determine a winner of that series. This one fouled over to the right side. And, like, you can understand why that's the case. Shaker took on Menor already in that series. It was a 2-game series, and they split it. And so it really makes you think, who would have won a Game 3 to really get the better of the other? Here's the pitch. That one in tight, runs in and gets Brett Moore. Flips his bat over the Red Raider side. He'll take first. And so 2 outs. And it was 2 strikes on him as well, but there you go. One pitch can always get away from you, and that's exactly what happens to Cavey right there. 6 strikeouts. He hasn't walked anybody yet, but now he's hit a guy on base. Only allowed 2 hits. We'll see what O'Shea Howard can do with this opportunity. Again, he enters in with an average of .244. He's 0 for 1 on the day. Looking to bring Shaker a little closer. This one's popped up, and that's not going to do the trick. Second baseman gets under it. Second baseman to second baseman for out number 3. So this score remains where it is, 4 to 2. And right now, Shaker started off really well. They were up 2 to nothing. They're looking to extend their winning streak here at home. They're looking to keep undefeated. Here they had some great games like that one against Normandy where they started off 7 to nothing, losing that game, but then they came back to win it in extra innings. 8 to 7 was your final there. But right now, Shaker losing by 2. Of course, if they could come back by a 7-run deficit, they can come back by 2. But of course, Medina, a tougher school. And right now, Tyler Zach just needs to slow things down. Medina had 3 come across in that last inning, and multiple runs, or excuse me, multiple hits came across in that inning as well. Right behind me, JV Women's Lacrosse continues to play, and they're doing really well. 7 to 1 now is your score there for the lacrosse team. Thank you very much for joining us. Shaker down by 2. But they are looking to just crawl back into this one. Tyler Zach, it's his job to keep this score where it is. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call of the game. Tyler Zach still in as your starting pitcher. Here's the first pitch of a new inning. This one lined over the head of O'Shea Howard, another hit. For Medina, and they have really begun to figure out Tyler Zach. One time through the order really gets their bats popping. That's their 7th hit. They've got 2 errors on the day. Haven't gotten more than 2 errors since the 8th of this month. Here's the pitch. In tight, almost got him, but it does not. Shaker down by 2. Johnson over there taking the lead off of first. Now he's back in safely on a dive. There's another pickoff attempt, brings him back in safely. Here we are, top of the 5th. 9 more outs to go for Shaker's offense to at least get 2 more runs. We'll see if Medina's offense can continue to stack up some insurance runs, but right now it's only 2. Johnson 0 for 2 on the day. Looking to move Smidgel forward up to second at least to bring him into scoring position. Here's the pitch, and he's going to do just that. And he's going to round third. Will Tagan sends this one to third, played on the hop to Berglund, and he's not going to throw to second, as that's also going to bring Johnson into scoring position. And so once again, we're getting a throwing fest that has only led to the base runners moving that much more into scoring position. Not sure that's the right phrasing I want to use, but it's the phrasing that came out. 4-2 the score. Nobody out, but there's 2 guys in scoring position. Medina threatening now. Tyler Zach steps off the mound. He wants to rethink the call here. Zach with his 65th pitch. It's going to be the first one Hayes sees in his 3rd AB. This one played by Berglund. The throw home. And it's going to get away from Garnett. Are you kidding? Great thinking by Berglund, but it was in time, but just down low, Garnett couldn't pick it out of the dirt. And that's just unfortunate. Runners at the corners now, still nobody out. 5-2 now the score. Tyler Zach with his next pitch. This one skied up and into center field. Will Tagan ranging back. He'll make the grab, the throw forward. But that's going to score that guy from third. Johnson extends the lead to 4. So now Shaker's offense really has some work to do when they come back. That was our first out of the inning. Hayes remains on first. Mack 0 for 2 on the day. Looking to move Hayes forward. Let's see if he does. Tyler Zach checks the runner. Stands upright. Now here's the delivery. Upstairs for ball 1. The 1-0. That's in there. Tyler Zach nearing the 70 pitch mark. That his 68th. The 69th is coming up next. Here's the pitch. And now the steal attempt. You might as well throw it if you're Garnett. He should be out, and indeed he is. Quentin Garnett catches Hayes trying to advance another 90 feet forward. Garnett says no thank you. And there is out number 2. This one fouled back. Mack still the batter, so you still got 2 strikes to him. They're just protecting a little too good for Tyler Zach's liking. That was the 70th pitch. Here's the 71st off the mark. Ball 2. The game behind me has gone to halftime. 9-2 is the score. JV women's lacrosse beating Brunswick 9-2 through half. At this rate, I'm going to beat them by 14. This one lined my way and into left center. Tagan plays it on the bounce. The throw in will hold the runner at first. And Tyler Zach not having an easy top of the fifth. He's just needing to settle down. That's the 9th hit for Medina. They got double-digit hits against him last game, too. To be exact, it was 11 for him. That pitch, off the mark for a ball. Tyler Zach was entering into today with an ERA of 6.57. This one fouled back. And with all 6 runs being earned for Medina, this is not going to help that statistic. So far, none of the runs, or excuse me, I suppose I should say neither of the runs scored by Shaker have been earned, so that's just something they got to work with. That one, ooh, off the mark, I suppose. A ball. Called to Roland. Roland 0 for 1 on the day. Roland this is only his second time up. This one fouled over to the left side. All fans making sure they get out of the way, and indeed they do. Shaker down by 4. Looking to stop the bleeding here. 2 have come across in the top of the 5th. Tyler Zach 1 strike away from ending the top of the 5th inning. Let's see what they can do. Roland, a 2-2 count, 2 away. That one upstairs. Zach entered in to the 4th inning with a 40 pitch count, but now he's nearing 80 here in the top of the 5th. Here's the payoff pitch. Got him swinging. So, 2 did come across in the top of the 5th, so Medina extends their lead by 2 and makes it 4. 6-2 is the score. Shaker down here at home, looking to keep undefeated at home. They've got 9 outs to work with. Let's see what they do here. Due up for the Raiders, it's going to be Andrew Burley. Behind him, Fogarty, and the top of the order in Cole Klein. Let's see what they got in them. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum, here with the call from Shaker Heights, Ohio. Shaker down by 4, looking to do something about it right here in the bottom of the 5th inning. 6-2 the score, the Battling Bees winning. This one looking to sweep Shaker in the 2-game series. Due up is the designated hitter, Andrew Burley. And it's smart to keep Burley in the lineup here today, whether or not he is a designated hitter. He is an infielder if you need it. And as mentioned, in this ball game, they had to move some guys down into the JV game. The reason being is some of those JV players had to go to their band performance. Not sure if it's a performance or exactly what, but the only reasoning listed that one in there for a strike. The only reason given by head coach Stephen English as to why they would be out only said one thing, and it was banned. So I assume it's something to do with band. Not sure if it's a performance, not sure if it's just a really special band practice. Not exactly sure. I'm not in the band. Not exactly a musical talent myself. However, way to go, Eli Stolfus and Aaron Neiman, as they're pursuing their musical prowess. That one, the umpire rings him up on strike 3. Burley down again. He's now 0 for 2 on the day, and Fogarty is now the next man up. The left fielder, batting left, 0 for 1 so far. 0 for, let me double check this now, 0 for 17 on the campaign. This one in there for strike 1. He's really aching for a hit, especially at this point when you really want to get your Red Raider offense going. Here's the pitch. Oh, thought that one could have been called a bit upstairs. However, the umpire doesn't agree with me. That one rolled strike 2. I guess he is much, much closer. I'm about 300 some feet away. This next pitch, cut on, missed, drop, third strike. He's going to bolt his way over to first. And Fogarty down on strikes for the 10th time this season. So there you go, 2 up, 2 down. Go the Raiders here in the bottom of the 5th, looking for the top of the order and Cole Klein to get something going. He's 1 for 2 with a run and a strikeout. Another left-handed hitter up against a left-handed pitcher. That one in there for a strike. Pitchers match up here, a lefty on lefty. Cavey with a 62nd pitch. This one fouled over to the left side. Again, if you park over there to the left of the baseball field, you just always have that little thought in the back of your head of if one is fouled back, which there always happens to be, you're 100% at risk of getting that car window smashed by a baseball. And I mean, there's nothing you can do about it except for park in a different spot. There's strike 3 called by the umpire. That's going to be the 9th K for Cavey, and so worth 5 now. We go to the 6th inning. Thank you very much for tuning in. Shaker down by 4. And it's going to be Tyler Zach returning to the mound. He hasn't had a scoreless inning since the 2nd. Let's see what he's got this time. My name is Vaughn Elamir with the call. So Shaker down by 4, and here in the top of the 6th, you can only hope that it remains that way as Tyler Zach returns to the mound. 78 pitches, 50 strikes. Tyler Zach looking to go now 6 innings, which would put him as the most pitched pitcher. Not sure if that exactly correlates right, but he's pitched the most innings out of all these Red Raider pitchers, even more than their ace, Casey Robinson. Here's the 80th of the day. That one in there for a strike. That will make it an 0-2 count. Nobody out just yet as we're getting set here in the top of the 6th inning. Shaker with 6 more outs to work with to try and catch up by 4 runs. It's Tyler Zach's job to keep it 4 runs. That's Medina's deficit and lead. Rossetti, 1 for 2 on the day. He was the one with that 2-run shot over the left field wall. Here's the pitch. This one fouled back again, and he is battling well. Still 0-2. We're going to do it again. Here comes another 0-2. And this one's popped over to the right side, and how about it? Another foul. Gorgeous day out here for baseball. Not a cloud in the sky. Sun's shining bright, just about 68 degrees. Game time temp was 69, but it's getting a little chillier as the sun goes down later in the day. 6:12 is currently the time right now, and this has been a quicker game for you. This pitch upstairs, and somehow he draws the contact on what was a very elevated throw. However, just drawing the contact, we'll do it again at 2 strikes. Because Rossetti says, why not? This one popped over to the right side. This should be playable. Landrum trying an over-the-shoulder grab, and it'll drop foul. Holy. The Bees up by 4, looking for more, especially if Rossetti could blast one again in the left field, but trying to avoid that reality is Tyler Zach. That was hammered. That was way over the wall. Those are the kind of home runs you just got to sit back and watch let happen. This one lined into right center. That's going to get down, and so Tegan sends this one in the second. It'll escape Brett Moore and make its way over to third. Brett Moore collapses on the dive. And now we'll see. It looks like we're getting the coaches. They're going to come out and check on the collision between Brett Moore and Rossetti. Head coach Stephen English talks to his guy. The other head coach for Medina talks to his. Both guys just gonna take a little bit of a walk now. If you need Brett Moore to come out of the ball game, again, you have the designated hitter in the form of Andrew Burley, who can play middle infield. Typically, he's over at second. But if you need to, just due to high school player safety, if you need to take out Brett Moore, that's maybe the move that you should make. However, he's going to remain in for the time being. Tyler Zach still searching for the first out here in the top of the 6th, but now you got a guy in scoring position to worry about in the form of Rossetti. And now the batter is Hathaway, who's 2 for 2. Here's the pitch in there, right down Broadway for strike number 1. Medina now with 10 hits on the day. And once again, Shaker evened up in hits and errors, and that's the same kind of thing we've seen in 3 of the last 5 games. That one in there for another strike. In 3 of their last 5 games, Shaker has had either more errors than hits, or it's been an equal amount. Specifically, when it was more errors than hits, we saw that in that game against Brunswick. Here, Landrum flips this one to the pitcher, Tyler Zach, covering. That's going to be an out. But they will get that runner to advance over to third in the form of Rossetti. So 1 on, 1 out. That one guy on, however, is deep into scoring position now. 6-2 is the score, Medina leading. Tyler Zach with his next pitch. It's going to be number 90, the first one Stoddard sees. This is going to be the fourth time through the order now. Stoddard 1 for 3 on the day with a double to his name and an RBI. This pitch would once again, I believe, be another earned run if you're Tyler Zach. So his ERA will be harmed in the fulfillment of this one. Here's the 0-2. Upstairs a ball. 1-2 the count with one away. Varsity taking some healthy leads off of third. All of the infielders playing up against the grass or on the grass. You might want to make that play to third. You don't want to have this lead extended all the way up to 5. This one blasted into right. That's going to be foul, just barely. We're going to do it again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Because these Medina hitters just don't seem to want to go away. Tyler Zach with only 2 Ks on the day. Looking for his third here on another 1-2 pitch. That one off the plate. 2-2. Tyler Zach nearing the century mark. That'll be his 94th pitch. His 95th will make its way in a moment. We'll see who the relief guy is after this. Here's the pitch. Oh, he rings him up on a pitch. Looked a little bit in tight. I believe that was what Stoddard was thinking. But there you go. Strike 3 called, and that's a big out number 2 if you want to keep Rossetti from scoring over there at third. Big K for the junior, only 3 on the day. But now you got Smidgel up, who's 1 for 2. Also hit him with a pitch earlier. This one's sent into left field. Fogarty under it, and that is a 1-pitch, 1 out there. So we're through the top of the 6th. 6 more outs for Shaker's offense to work with, and we'll see what the Red Raiders got in them. They've got 6 outs to get 4 runs and tie this one up. But keep in mind, that's assuming the deficit remains at 4. You can always want to take the lead, maybe get some insurance runs as well, but one step at a time, right? Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum with the call from Shaker Heights. Shaker looking to avoid that first loss here at home on the season. And so here we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Shaker down by 4 with 6 more outs to work with to get 4 runs to at least tie it here. Medina looking to sweep the series 2-0. But let's see what they've got. Shakers JV women's lacrosse team winning by 6 behind me, 9-3 the deficit there. The women's varsity lacrosse team warming up as they're getting set for the 7 o'clock first draw. That first one fouled over to the right side. Quentin Garnett due up currently. That next pitch cut on and missed. It'll be a 2-strike count to Quentin Garnett. Looking to avoid being strikeout victim number 10 on the day. Got a new pitcher, however, in the form of Stobbs. Here he'll step off the mound, taking a minute. And this one's sent through? No, but the shortstop collapses on his rear. Not able to make the throw across to first. And that might be an error as Quentin Garnett reaches first. And he'll take it. It always is lovely when you get the leadoff guy on, especially when you need it here in a comeback situation. We'll take in the next man up. First pitch to him, cut on miss, strike number 1. 6-2 the score. Shaker looking to even it up. You can't get it all back in one swing, but you just got to build up some of this offense together. This one almost got through the catcher, Mack. But nope, so Garnett stays put over there at first. Taking 0 for 2 on the day. He struck out once. There's a swing and miss once again. So it'll move it to a 1-2 count to Will Tagan. Tagan looking for a big swing here to at least move Garnett forward, if not score him. There, a swing and a miss. Stobbs gets the K. And there's out number 1. Tagan goes down on strikes 2 times now. He'll follow Cole Klein. He's also had that unfortunate outcome as well. Berglund now up. The only guy that hasn't struck out in the starting order was Quentin Garnett. Everyone else besides the first 3 guys in the order, they've struck out only once. There, that pickoff attempt brought in Garnett safely. 0-1 the count. Here's the pitch down low. This one got away from Mack, but Garnett going to stick by first for the time being. He wants to be sure if you make that move to second. Berglund looking for a big hack here. Here's the 1-1. And that will definitely get down. It'll one-hop into the glove of number 19. The throw in, but Quentin Garnett is safe over there at third. A big double for Will Berglund moves Garnett into scoring position, and Berglund joining him in scoring position. 1 man at second, 1 man at third, and C.J. Landrum is the next guy up. The first baseman in today's game looking to do some damage with a healthy hack. The first baseman in today's game had a great game yesterday. Went 1 for 1 with 2 walks as well. Looking for that same kind of thing here. This one sent right back to the pitcher. He'll send this one back to home plate, and Quentin Garnett could not avoid the tag. So that will be out number 2. Runners at the corners with 2 away for Brett Moore to do some damage. Now we're going to get a pinch runner over there at first. C.J. Landrum comes in. Let me make sure I get that number correct. It's going to be number 7, so that means Colin Richard, the senior, is going to take that spot over at first. 2 away, 6-2 remains your score after that tag out at home plate. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, got him swinging. Medina's dugout keeping vocal after that first swinging strike. Getting a little bit chillier out here. You're getting some of the wind gusts up here at the elevated position in which we are. However, the wind gusts only about 15 miles per hour here today. They're an awkward swing and miss. And the Bees dugout continues to be very amped up after that one. Brett Moore in an RBI spot here. Looking to drive home one run at least. Here's the pitch. Cut on missed. Gets him swinging. And so Stobbs gets the 11th strikeout of today's game for Medina. He'll get his second. And even though Shaker had two guys in scoring position with one away, they couldn't get any to come across. Shaker with 4 hits now, and they've got 3 more outs to work with, but they're down by 4. We'll see what they can get going. It's going to be Cole Klein in relief over there on the mound. We'll see. This might mean that he's not starting in any of the games this week. But, of course, this is only 1 inning in relief. We very well might see him down the road this week as well. But for now, all we've got for you is 3 more outs of Medina offense here in regulation, 3 more for Shaker's offense. We'll tell you all about it when we come back. My name is Vaughn Ullum here with the call from Shaker Heights, Ohio. Shaker down by 4 runs. 6-2 is your deficit. Medina leading, and Shaker in trouble. They are in a position to lose their first home game of the season. Cole Klein, the man in relief, the left-handed dealer, starts his outing with a pitch down low. Ball 1. Shaker needing some offense after this one, but it's Klein's job to keep the score where it is. And he's not going to do it with back-to-back balls to start it off. 2-0 the count. Johnson, the batter, 1 for 3 on the day. Klein, we've seen him pitch some beauties of games. In pitching, he's 2-0 with a record. There, it's fouled over to the right side. We'll see if Landrum can play this one. And indeed he can. He looked a bit shaky on the pop out. However, eventually he'll get it up against the grass, making the grab for out number 1. Klein entering in with an ERA here today of 1.7. And as a high schooler, that's pretty great. It's not a typical stat that you'll get from high school pitchers. This one thrown from Will Berglund, handled easily by the third baseman. And across the diamond, it was on target and on time. So there you go. 2 outs for Klein. Only 5 pitches down as well. Or excuse me, only 4 pitches down. 2 strikes, 2 balls. However, those 2 strikes have been hit, and they have both been outs. That one down low. KV 1 for 2 on the day. He's got a run and an RBI to his name as well. This one blasted into left field. Fogarty under it, making the grab, and now it's all up to Shaker's offense. Klein's done his job, and he's done it well. Holy cow. This kid, Cole Klein, just announced on that Instagram page that he'll be taking his talents to Kent State for sports management. We wish him luck. Of course, we'll tell you more about him during senior day as we celebrate all the seniors graduating moving forward. But yeah, he's going to join Quentin Garnett and going to Kent State. But anyway, for now, Shaker's offense, they've got 3 more outs to work with, 4 runs to catch up with to try and send this one into extra innings. Let's see what they've got in them. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Vaughn Ullum with the call from a sunny Shaker Heights, Ohio. We'll be right back with the bottom half of the final inning. That's inning number 7. And thanks for joining us. We're here for the bottom half of inning number 7. Shaker needs 4 runs to send this one into extras, but that's as many runs they need is how many hits they've gotten in the entire ball game. This pitch in there to O'Shea Howard. Howard, the first guy due up behind him, is going to be, I believe, Nemo Crosby, who was out in right field. This one blasted over to right. That's going to get down a base knock. So O'Shea Howard has done his job getting the leadoff guy on for Shaker Heights. They are going to need a couple more of those, however, to really create a comeback going. JV Women's Lacrosse just finished up their game behind me. They won by 6. 10-4 was their score there, and now we're going to get the varsity squad. They're set for 7 o'clock first draw. There's swing and miss from Nemo Crosby. The pitch did get away. However, O'Shea Howard, in the name of security, this late in the game, we saw it yesterday as well. At this point, you're going to stay put over at first unless you absolutely know it is a pitch to run on. And actually, well, there you go. Or maybe not. Did he get him? He did! Oh, what a rough call. Looked like he got under the tag. The infield ump says no thank you. He calls him out. He's caught stealing. There's out number 1. Wow. So at that point, you just got to be kicking yourself. There was one run that really could have helped. No outs. And Nemo Crosby will swing through strike 2. Here's the next one, too. That one off the mark. See, that was 100% something that you could have run on. But nope, there's out number 1. And that just stinks if you're a Red Raider looking for the comeback. Here's the 2-2. Cut on missed. Strikeout number 3 for Stobbs on pitch number 19 of his outing. We'll see who the starting pitcher is tomorrow, as now Shaker is down to their final out. It'll be interesting to see who it is, because typically you're getting Cole Klein on the 3rd game of the week. That one upstairs for ball 1. Fogarty, the guy due up, looking for the first hit of the campaign. And here, when you don't have a lot of pressure on you, you're really going to want it. Next pitch, I believe, missed the mark as well. Or, excuse me, no, it was strike 1 looking. 1-1 the count to Fogarty. Next pitch, that's in there again, strike 2. Down to their final strike are the Red Raiders. We'll see what they got. Fogarty digs back in the left-handed batter. 6-2 the score. Here's the 1-2 offering. In tight and down low. Ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a 6-2 score. Here in the bottom of the 7th, Fogarty 0 for 2. A lot of 2s up there in what I just said. Here's the pitch. Cut on, he got him. Strike 3 swinging. And so Shaker, a team that has struck out in over 25% of plate appearances and over 31% of at-bats, they have struck out 13 times in this one, in what was 21 outs needed to put them away. So Shaker gets their first home loss here today. And let me hop in front of the camera this time and step back. I'm aware I was a bit too close last time around. So Shaker loses this one by a score of 6-2. Sorry if my hair has been much. The wind gusts picking up a little bit here as the sun goes down. However, it is a sunny day here today. The sun should continue to be pretty prominent in the games moving forward throughout the week. Again, we're going to see you here all 3 remaining weekdays, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Heights, Brunswick University School, right here at home territory. Shaker loses this one by a score of 6-2. They were only able to get 5 hits compared to Medina's 10, but that's really been an issue. Medina was able to get 21 hits on Shaker through those 2 games, and that's just something Shaker needs to clean up. And they have not had a single error or no error game in a long time as well. Today they're finishing with 2 once again. Yesterday they had 2 errors, and that's also just not helping you out if you are Shaker Heights. Today they'll lose this one, going 4-4 now in the Greater Cleveland Conference. My name is Von Ullum here with the call. They're going to move to 9 wins and 11 losses on the season. We'll see if they can change that tomorrow with a win against that good old rival, the Cleveland Heights Tigers. We'll see what we got for you in store that time around. Again, my name is Von Ullum here with the call. We'll see you then.